What up, y'all? Back again. I just wanted to go over a few things about the Millennial Reign past. See those spires right there? That one is actually one that still works. Do you see it? That's free air electricity pulling down free electricity. If you put these spires just, several feet in the air, they will be able to draw down free air electricity. Which makes you want to rethink all this nuclear power that they tell us about. See the children doing adult jobs because they didn't have, for the infrastructure, there was no adults when the ramping first started back. So they had to use children to do adult jobs. And those were the ones that were the first generation coming out of the Cabbage Patches. And so these are just some structures, but I wanted to go over there was 1,000 years of no ice and snow. And so people asked about the giants. The giants were the saints. Okay, we think there were regular people that had either crossed over from the tribulation, because the 1,000-year reign does not mean things were going to be perfect. It just meant that there was going to be a rulership of goodness and godliness. When you read the newspaper, you watched the news, it was going to be all at least truthful, and it was going to be more peacefully bound. There wasn't going to be wars and disturbances and rumors of wars, and there wasn't going to be lack in this 1,000 years. There was still going to be some of the enemy's people, but they were going to be acting underground. And so they didn't, the saints were much taller and bigger than us, and some of us think that, and I believe that the saints you hear about from the Catholic Church that have those little halos around them, St. Paul, all these guys, Raphael and all these, that they were actual saints that ruled and reigned with Christ for 1,000 years. And they did paintings of them and drawings of them. You could tell they were much larger than us, and that they were garnered in beautiful clothing. But they got hijacked by the Catholic Church hijacked the whole narrative to where Christianity kind of was like, well, you're not going to accept anything from the Catholic Church. And so it created a divide there, which it should, because Catholicism was, paganism mixed with Christianity, right? And so, but they did hijack the saints, and we were always trying to figure out who were the saints, why are they doing all this? Well, we think, a lot of us, that they were truly the saints that ruled and reigned with Christ, and they didn't want to, God wouldn't allow you to see pictures of them, because then it would be easy for you to believe that it happened. Some of this has to be drawn off by faith, right? That his son, who said he was going to return, whether you have faith to believe that he was going to return, or do you want to believe Kenneth Copeland and T.D. Jakes, right? Creflo Dollar and Jesse Duplantis were the Catholic minister. On what they said, he wants you to believe the word. Same thing with the flat earth model, the geocentric model. That's God's telling you in the word exactly how the earth is. But we want to believe the historians and all the idiots. And look where it got us, right? It got more police and more politicians and all of that. But the saints, it's obvious that they didn't have to use the restroom during the millennial reign. They had their glorified bodies. Do you think that people go to the bathroom in heaven? No. So the saints didn't. It's obvious because they didn't have any bathrooms. They would have had one in like in many hotels, or one kitchen. It's not like they had to eat, to survive either. They were in their glorified bodies. Now maybe also, like I said, there was some of the regular people there as well. But this is what you'll find. There was no bad. That's why the Great Stink happened around the 1850s and 60s, all at the same time in every major city of the world, because we were repopulating them all, and we had to use the restroom, and we were peeing and crapping all over the place, and it caused cholera. See, this wouldn't generally happen all at once in St. Petersburg, Russia, and London, England, and Paris, France. They would have them where they were smaller towns before they would have been major cities. And for them to build these structures like this and not know how to clean water, it's got to get you thinking, right? So this is what happened, because during the time of the crucifixion, they knew how to clean water properly. The Romans had bathrooms. So where's the disconnect, right? So this is what happened. They built these glorious buildings. They didn't need restrooms. God's telling you the truth and the lie, but you probably will still believe your pastor, who is probably a hireling getting paid to preach the word, like it says in the Gospel of John, that when the wolves come, they will run away because they don't care about you. A wolf that's a hireling pastor is not supposed to be, y'all. It says it in the Gospel of John. That means a pastor that's getting paid. So that's why I believe we're supposed to meet in small groups, because that's what Christ did. And then evangelize from there. That's what he did. If we're going to, what would Jesus do? Well, and then they have bookstores in these churches, right? Well, what was Jesus got upset about? The money changers in the church. Y'all don't recognize your own things you're dealing with. You just want to mock me. But you need to check yourself before you start mocking me. I'm not all right, but I'm not all wrong either about this situation. You're in the matrix. It's called the Mystery Babylon, because Mystery Babylon's the whole world. And like I said, the voting process is a lie. And you probably don't want to fight nobody's stupid war. And you don't want to go to a C3 freaking church, man, where they're getting money from the government, tax breaks, so that they get told what they can and cannot preach. Like, subscribe. Love y'all. Peace. Till next time, we out.